Daniel, I'm gonna try to take just a quick run around the kitchen. I've taken photographs, I've got videos, but I, you know, I'm late getting to this, and I'm not well. I've been in bed for the past couple of weeks, and I've got a big bulk of the comp stuff done, but it's not over, and I'm struggling. So this floor, they is where they cracked my tiles, and as each time I walked through here, it just started cracking like this, the cracks in it. And there was a crack running here. I still got this one's what got cracked, so it's I walk on it, it's coming apart. Where's the others? There's multiple. There's this crack now. There just cracks all over, and all these pieces breaking off. I came in here one night in the dark and slipped, almost fell. They cracked this one, that came apart, this came apart. Now these pieces are just cracking off. So when I step, if I take the whole thing out, then it's a problem, and I step in it, and if I leave it, it's a problem because it's cracking the tiles when I walk on it. These doors are not acceptable. They're not staying. And in this corner, they built on top of the tiles, which they should not have done. And so then they cracked the tile, and so there's tile running under the woodwork here that you can't get out. So whoever does my floor, they're going to have to go in and try to cut as close as they can so it won't show, because you don't put shoe mold here. It's just ridiculous. And this is nice. Look at this. The piece of shoe mold there. That's Christian's paint job. And there's holes everywhere where they tried to slap paint in most of them, but then they didn't putty anything. And there's no caulking in most places. And they use the same paint on the trim as they did on the walls and the doors, and it's rough, and they had the wrong nap rollers. Both ends, they did not do a turnabout or a coping. They just cut the wood and slapped it in there. That's unprofessional. They're not finished carpenters, obviously. It's obvious they're amateurs. Okay, I feel like I really was lied to, because you told me they were contractors. This is where one of the, I don't know if you can see the shadow, but I've got photographs. That was where, right there, where some of the paper was that they painted over. And I just came home that day so angry. I had so much energy from being angry that I just started doing stuff, and I ended up hurting myself severely. But the plywood, they epoxied like the devil to the floor is insane. You can't do this. No matter what kind of floor I put down, it's not going to work. This is going to have to be taken up. And I told them that this was Luan. You don't put Luan and then plywood and then leave big gaps. It's just a mess. So all this is going to have to be taken up, and they've done a horrible job. But yeah, these aren't the doors I approved, and they're damaged on the other side, and I can't get up there now. But I've got photographs, but I tried to plane it down and get the wood because it was sticking out too far. They were cracked, and I have photographs for you, like I said. But I was so angry, I was trying to fix it so you could paint them and take them back. And then I thought, I'm killing myself. I literally couldn't move for 3 days, and I was in so much pain. And I thought, why in the hell am I fixing this for him? So, no, not doing it. So this side, of course, they didn't have any tiles. So what do? It's too high. So any flooring that goes under it there's going to be a big gap, and you don't run shoe mold like you don't on the other side. There's a lot of wood that's damaged that they used. They didn't check their wood. Over in, I've got another video. I don't have the light on, but I can't get to it, so I'll show it to you in another video. But there's a piece of wood that there's a place about this wide that the wood is totally split in two. I can stick my fingernail in it and bounce the wood up and down. It's just bad. I fixed the holes, and I've got photos of them that were in the wall. They had misdrilled holes and left the holes in the drywall. You don't do that. This that you sent me so I would know the name of it to order, it just gets in the way of the doors because they didn't cut the shelving like I asked you. So, and they told me, well, you can take the shelving off and take it to Lowe's. No, they were running out of time. Because why? They weren't contractors. And Sean wouldn't admit it until the last day, and he didn't admit he wasn't a contractor. They kept evading my questions. You told me they were contractors, and that's not true. I would not have felt comfortable with them building this closet if I had known that they were not. And Mitch doing the electrical, these were wrong. He had them backwards. He cut my electrical to my doorbell. Only half of it's working. The range hood wires were totally cut. And Larry, the top electrical inspector, has been out here helping me. And his friend, who's been an electrician for 40, almost 50 years, he's been helping me. But thank God he's not charging me. It's like for Mitch's mistakes. But Mitch should know what he was doing. He didn't even put blanks in where he pulled out the breakers in my outside panel box. And moisture's been getting in. It was all corroded. Larry said he didn't even know how the HVAC system was running. It was so bad. So it's just been, this thing just went from being you taking away my closet and not explaining anything, but talking about the down low part, and, you know, me saying, well, if it's only going to be down there and that's as far as it's going to stick, you won't affect my closet. So I still have full use of my closet. And you just kept quiet. So, no, I never dreamed in a million years, and you know I didn't, that you would ever going to take away my only closet I had to put my food and shelving in. It wasn't supposed to happen. We've already been over there. I'm not beating that dead horse again. So they did put in my faucet, which didn't take but a few minutes, and it cost $59. And I owe you for that. But I never planned on paying for this closet. That estimate you sent did not have the stuff I was supposed to pay for. And I was going to pay for the shelving and pay for the lighting and the electrical that's been done wrong, most of it, and pay for the faucet. But I was never supposed to foot the bill for this closet. You were. You said it out loud. It was on you. And you took responsibility for it. I said, I finally felt bad because I was so angry at you for taking it away and causing me more stress. It took almost 6 months for you guys to come back, and I lived with that, all my food all over here. And then I had to move it. I had nowhere but right here to fix my dinner every night. And I'm digging through things. And then now I had to move everything for the electrical people. I have to go in here to get my food because I'm not moving. I can't do it physically, Daniel. I can't move everything and move it and move it and move it. I got to figure out what to do with this floor. And it's just crazy. I wasn't planning on replacing this whole floor. It was a what if. and y'all talked about the plank flooring could be put over it. And then I told Sean, I said, well, it's going to raise the floor too high. And he said, oh, well, we just take all your cabinets and raise your cabinets. No, you don't raise the cabinets. No, that's not how it's done. You take these old tiles off. That's not how it's done, Daniel. You can, in some instances, put over flooring, over top of flooring, but it has to be a completely even surface with no lumps, no bumps. The floor has to be even. The places even over here where they took out the radiator would have to be fixed. So, no, they don't know what they're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. And to say raise my cabinets was an insane thing to say. You don't raise the cabinets. There are a certain height between the cabinet up top and the bottom. And you're not going to raise it? What are you going to do about my stove? Raise that too? That was just dumb. But they also, now I've got this trim with nice holes in it because they didn't putty. They took my old trim off of this door, why I don't know, and put up different trim than they put up here, and left my trim here, which was like this trim where my water heater is, but now I've got this trim, and this trim. 3 different kinds of trims. It's like I'm trying to get things cohesive and to look nice as problems are happening and we're having to redo things. I mean, I haven't planned on putting in a kitchen closet, not during COVID with everything so expensive. It wasn't going to happen. That old small closet was fine, and doors were always supposed to be on it. You questioned that and said you left them off the estimate. Well, I beg to differ, because that was never not an option. I don't want an open closet. The only reason that old closet was open because it was an old little closet, and when I was ill, it had a door that swung open, and it was too tight a space, and I was ill, and I had it taken down. So, and you had to get in there to the furnace through the trap door. So no, closets were always part of it from the very minute we talked about it after you took away my closet. And then you come back and say, no, what if we don't put closets? No, that wasn't an option. And these were not the ones I approved. You told me that the ones like my doors were not available. Yes, they were. They're in stock at Sewers. They keep them in stock. They're stock items. So nobody knew what they were talking about. I wasn't told the truth. Sean said that they couldn't be gotten. And then he said, well, you'd have to order them. No. I told them to go to Sewers to get the tracks, to get the good tracks, and look at the doors. So they didn't do what they were told. And then I was lied to. So, and over in this corner, I told you I told all of you that this piece of wood did not match. Oh, yes, it does. No, it does not. And Christian didn't even miter the corner, but didn't make any difference because guess what? The profile's too high. It's not the same piece of baseboard. So I managed to get all the caulk. He just kept caulking it and caulking until it looked like just holy hell. And it was just insane. I also said that day, don't paint it. He did. Look at this. Just that's how it is over the closet too. Just a thin bead of caulk. Slap one little flimsy coat of paint that you can. Why? It didn't matter. I said don't do it. He did it anyway. He was never supposed to run it behind my cabinet. He did. I said, you got to fix the plaster. There's no point in putting the baseboard up if you don't fix the plaster. And do not run it behind my kitchen cabinet like Daniel did, Matt's guy. You don't do that. That's what broke my plaster to begin with. This plaster was perfect before he did that. So what did they do? They finally Sean and Christian put some plaster, lumpy here. It's not sanded down, nothing. They just slapped some right there. Not plaster, but mud. And he fixed this joint. It still sticks out a little bit, but that's okay. It's not horrible like it was. But he said, well, I can't fix it because the wall's bowed. Well, the wall, that's why you fix the plaster. And you cut the joint, not to fit the wall, but you cut the wood correctly. And he didn't cut it correctly. They simply didn't know what they were doing. And then somebody ran some caulk at the outlet. That's real cool. It's just one big sloppy mess. And I didn't expect this out of you. I really didn't. You never showed up, and I told you about the joint. I didn't come in here and survey things. I trusted them and trusted you. And from the beginning, telling me they were contractors was wrong. That's lying. That's actually a criminal offense for the board of directors. Not board of directors, for the DPOR. You cannot lead somebody to believe that somebody's a contractor. And I was led to believe they were, and they pretended like they were. I asked them over and over different questions. I even talked to them the first day you brought them over. And, then I apologized to Sean because I was talking to Christian about the bathroom project, if I could do that and what he thought. And he kept just being quiet. And finally he said, well, you need to talk to Sean. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And I came in and apologized to Sean, and you were standing there. So you guys were snickering and laughing. It's not funny. I was led to believe they were contractors. You got a license, so it's not them on the hook, it's you. You've got a license. And I just don't understand why you didn't tell me they were just handymen who do basic work. I mean, maybe they can build a deck. Maybe I don't know, but this is not the job this is unacceptable for me. Everything is unacceptable. And now it's going to cost me money to fix everything. And to have the floor done, oh my God, it's going to cost me $4,500 to $8,000 for a floor. And you want to charge me almost $7,000 for that closet? No way. Absolutely no way. So, I said I was going to send photographs, and I'm trying real hard. I'm running behind. It's been, I hope you had nice holidays, because I spent mine sitting in this chair, hurting myself, trying to work on workers' comp so I could start on your stuff. But I've been so ill in the bed, I haven't been able to even do anything. I haven't eaten for 2 days. I'm just ill. I'm worn out. I'm sick. I'm in pain. And this house is freezing. The HVAC system hasn't worked right in 2 months. And the thermostat seems like it's broken. And I need you out here to fix it. And I found your thermometer sticking out of my ductwork upstairs. This one. And I've been tracking everything. Today, once it got warm in here, the rest of the time, it feels like my hands ache. They were so cold. I mean, it's just been freezing. The thermostat's bouncing all over the place, and it's using the auxiliary heat. My bill, it's going to be enormous again. I mean, they wouldn't recalculate correctly from last year, where I was running the emergency strip only to have some heat. Second winter with no heat. Of course, I haven't called you because I can't deal with anything else or anybody in my house. I had to hunker down. This is important. This is 26 years of my life and my health care. I won't be able to take care of myself, and I'm struggling. I keep losing doctors, and nobody cares. I've got serious diseases, Daniel, and I'm in trouble. The world's in trouble, our country's in trouble, but I'm alone. I don't have a family. I don't have anybody to go to. And this is not what was supposed to happen. I thought I hit gold when I found you. You were so nice, and I trusted you. And this has turned into one big mess. But I hope I can send this video, and I will try to get the photographs, and you can look at them. But that was just a quick runabout of, what's happened. But I'm trying to work on your stuff. I still haven't finished workers' comp. It's just, but I've got Dr. Clark. I'm pushing him. I got him a lot of documentation, and I'm trying to push him. God help me if he leaves. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, I haven't forgotten. I promised I would send stuff, and I meant it. It's just taken me longer, and I'm just struggling. So I will get you these. I'm going to send this, and I will work on it. But I need somebody out here to replace this thermostat and check this system. I'm tired of being cold. My body is just in so much turmoil. I'm sick, and I got my CT scan back. My ovary is fine, but I may have stomach cancer. So it's just I can't take any more, Daniel. I really can't. So we'll deal with this and get together and talk, but I'm doing the best I can, and that's all I can do. And I can't do but one thing at a time right now. That's just the way it is. Okay. Bye.